things that you do. All right, so without further ado, hello everybody, good morning.
Good morning.
I am international multi-award-winning author and best-selling author, LaDonna Marie. So that's who I am. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I started writing at the age of 12. 12 years old, I knew I wanted to be an author. I knew I wanted to write amazing books. I knew I wanted to empower people. I knew I wanted to encourage. I knew I wanted to help heal others because there were a lot of things going on in my life at a young age. At 12 years old, I felt misunderstood because I knew I had this gift. So I know a lot of you may have some gift, talents, and abilities on the inside of you and things that you want to do or things that you aspire to do or things that make you happy when you're not doing schoolwork or you're not, with your friends or playing sports or whatever you do. But writing was that for me. So I always wanted to encourage others. When I was 12, I was very, very, very misunderstood because I was 12 years old and I had this dream right here, what I could see. To date, I have 11 awards. So I'm a multi-international award-winning author. And you may say, oh, that's maybe nothing. But as a 12-year-old, I already knew who I wanted to be. I already knew that I was going to be standing in front of people. I was going to be traveling around the world. I was going to be doing things to help to empower people. So it was a long wait for me to carry. So from 12 years old when I started writing, 14 when I was in high school, we were doing poetry. We were doing Macbeth. We were doing Julius Caesar. We were doing all those things, and I probably can still remember some Julius Caesar to this day. We were doing those things, and we were writing the sonnets. What grade are you all in? 12? Y'all wrote any sonnets? Do y'all still do sonnets and stuff in English class? Y'all don't do those poems, A-B lines?
I have done it before.
You done it before? Okay. So how many of you are familiar with poetry? Y'all familiar with poetry? You like poetry?
Yes.
Like it? Who are some of your favorites? Nikki Giovanni?
Maya
Angelou. Maya Angelou. Okay. Have anybody ever heard of a poem called Hey Black Child?
Yes.
Okay. So in 5th grade, before I knew who Maya Angelou was, before I knew who Nikki Giovanni was, in 5th grade, my 5th grade English class, we had to pick some poems. Our teacher told us to pick a poem. And so I picked a poem by County Cullen. It says, hey black child, do you know who you are, who you really are? Do you know you can be who you want to be if you try to be what you can be? Do you know you can go where you want to go? If you that poem, and I was like, hey, he's talking to me. I can do whatever I want to do. I can be whoever I want to be. I can say, things that can help people. I knew at 5th grade that this was something that I wanted to do. So I carried that poem with me. I carried that love with me. And I started to write when I was younger. And the things that I wrote, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to share it with anybody. I'm going to share it. So I started to share it with my friends. And when I shared it with them, they were like, oh, you knew exactly how I felt. Or I was going through this and you knew what I was going through. Or I was, trying to date a boy and you wrote a nice poem that I probably could say to him, or some words that I could encourage my friend, my sister, my teammate, or something like that. So then when I started writing, I said, okay, well, what it's doing for me is doing the same thing when I reach out and I give it to others. It's doing the same thing for them. When they read it, they feel encouraged. When they read it, they feel happy. When they read it, they know somebody that can meet them where they are. Somebody that can feel what they're going through. And so that is what I've been doing all my life. God said, as I heal you, your words will help to heal others. And so in that time period, and I had to come to grips with this because it made my writing what it is. Because when I was between the age of 12 and 14, I attempted to take my life. Because I felt like life was so painful. I felt like nobody ever was going to see this. Nobody believed in this, but I did. So I had a visitation one day from God. And God said, I validate you. He said, you're special because I made you special. You're who I want you to be. So you write those poems, and as I heal you, your words are going to heal others. So that's what he told me when I was 12. So every day I get up, and every poem that I write, and every time I go and speak, and every time I get a chance to be in the presence of someone else, I want them to feel that joy. I want them to feel that connection. I want them to know that somebody's been somewhere they may have been or they're thinking about going. I want them to know that you are special. You are amazing. You're intelligent. You're smart. You can do whatever you put your mind to, and not just saying that, but it takes work. So I didn't just become an international award-winning, multi-award-winning, best-selling author. It took work, because I did not publish. I started writing in '96. I did not publish my first book until 2010. But over all those years, I had hope. I dreamed, I wrote, I believed, I kept doing what I had, poems and everything. And then in 2007, I said, okay, I've been doing this for a while. Let me test the atmosphere. Let me put it out there in the world and see if somebody's going to want to get it. And then I put one poem out, and by this first Whispers, in 2007, they published my first poem in a book, a collection with the League of American Poets. And so I was one of those poets. I was in that book with over 75 other poets over the entire world, everybody from everywhere. So I was in there, and I said, you know what, God, you got something here. Because now, you know, even though I still love my stuff and I was going to continue to write, other people were liking it, other people were reading it, other people were feeling a connection with it. And so 2007 I did that, and then 2010 I decided, hey, I'm going to, I tried again to publish something with somebody, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to start doing my own thing. I'm going to do my own book. I'm going to write my own book. I'm going to put together my own book. But it wasn't until, how many of you all remember Hurricane Katrina? You remember Hurricane Katrina? So I lived on the coast during Hurricane Katrina. And I was writing, it was like probably 2 years after I had graduated from Auburn State University. And I was writing and writing and writing. I had everything written down in like a little, in a folder, because I'm a writer, so I write everything and I keep everything. And I had kept everything in my folder. And then Hurricane Katrina came. The people told us, you know, y'all got to evacuate. You got to go home. So I got my dog. I only had a dog at the time. I got my dog, and me and my dog, we came back to Fayette, Mississippi, where I live now. And we left. So when I went back down there, you know, it was devastation. A lot of people lost a lot of things. It was, you know, it was a very disheartening moment. But in that moment, when I went to my apartment, I had 4 feet high water in my apartment. I had just started. I just moved, just graduated from college in May. Had my first job, so this was like I was 3 months on my own. And then I went back into my apartment, and everything was destroyed. Everything, my couches, my all electronic material things. But when I went in my closet, my folder, because all my stuff was still down on the floor. You know, you just moved in. I didn't have time to put stuff up and, you know, put everything away, because I didn't really know. I was on my own for the first time in my life. So, but my poems were there. My poems were in a folder. They had gotten water, and, you know, they were wet, but they were still there. And so I looked up. I'm a big believer in God. I looked up and I said, God, so you want me to do something with these? You saved these, because they could have been messed up, just like that couch in there that I can't sit on no more. That TV that got water in it that, you know, I can't. But this was paper, and these were the words that you told me when I was 12, that as you heal me, my words are going to help to heal others. So you want me to do something with these. And so from that moment on, I learned the craft. From 2005 to 2010 till I published my first book, I learned what to do. So it does take work to get. You can do anything you want to do, but you got to work. You got to do the work. So I did the work. I researched. What does it take to publish a book? What do I need to do? Who do I need to help me? Like I had to answer all those questions, because this was my dream. I wanted it. Nobody else believed in me but me and God at the moment. And so I was like, I need to do what it takes. So I published my first book. I was so excited. It's called Expressions of the Mind, Body, and Soul. And I published it under LaDonna M. Cook at the time, because, I mean, that is my name. But I stopped in 2012, my second book, which is Until Tomorrow Comes. I took a two-year break off. I have 2 children, 2 beautiful children. I wrote my first book. I had my son, my oldest son. He's now 9, but at the time he was 2. And I had my baby. I actually published my first book like a month before I had my baby. So I had a book baby. I had a baby, a book baby, and then I had my second child. So he's now he's 7, but at the time he was ready to come out. So I published my book in September, and then in October my book came out. Until Tomorrow Comes. How many of you all get up every morning and say affirmations? Do y'all know what affirmations are? How many speak good things over your life? Like when you look in the mirror or when you just walking around. Okay, so those are like affirmations. You know, I would say I would get up every day like when I paused to write this book, because this book was kind of hard to write. When I paused to write that book in 2013, I put the book out. But I still learned a lot of things on the business, how to get my stuff out there, how to network with people, how to get on radio shows, how to start making myself visible. Like I had to learn how to be, you know, a part of branding myself out in social media so other people can know LaDonna. Who is LaDonna Marie? And so when I got up every day, once I published that book, I went to church and my pastor said, I want you to partner with God with something that you really want to happen, something that you necessarily can't do yourself, but something that he can help you with. And so I said, I wrote down, he told us to write down 4, but I'm really, really ambitious, so I wrote down 8. I wrote down 8 things on my paper. One of them said, I am an international award-winning author. The next one said, I'm an international motivational speaker. Then I think I put I'm on the Forbes list. I'm still working on that one. I want to be on the Forbes list. And it was a list. The list like went on. I had 8 different things. So every morning I would get up and I would go to the mirror. I am an international award-winning author. I am an international motivational speaker. I am an award-winning author. I am. I did that for the first 4 months in 2014. Here comes May of 2014. I applied for the Paris Book Festival. And I was waiting, I was on pins and needles, I was waiting. Then next thing you know, it came back and said, you have been LaDonna Marie, because I switched my name from LaDonna M. Cook to using a pseudonym, which is LaDonna Marie. But LaDonna Marie and LaDonna Cook, they're like 2 different people. Because LaDonna Marie is mighty with the pen. LaDonna Cook, she's a nice person. She's sweet, she's kind, she's considerate. But the pen, my pen, what I have to write is everything that I hear from God, because this is a gift that he gave me. So if he tells me to write it, I write it. Whether I cry, whether it makes me happy, whether it makes me sad, because I know that this is something that has to be out in the atmosphere. So LaDonna Marie and LaDonna Cook are 2 different people. That's just like my inside joke for myself. But LaDonna Marie won in the Paris Book Festival. And I was so excited because guess what? I believed in myself. Nobody else was like, somebody even told me, a close person to me told me, you would never be an international, award-winning boy. Nobody's going to read your books. And sometimes it hurts when the people that are really, really close to you, sometimes it can be family members. We love them, but sometimes they can say things that are hurtful. And that hurt my feelings because I believed in me. God believed in me. But somebody close to me, and then be the closest one that can hurt you, it was like, no, you're never going to be that. I didn't argue. I didn't fuss. But what I did was I just believed in myself. I put my stuff out there, and then when it came back in that May, I got a chance. I had a chance to go to Paris, but like some of us, I didn't set money aside to go to Paris at that time. So I went to the one in San Francisco. So I went to the awards in San Francisco to accept my award. I went up there and I went to speak in front of a room full of people. It was so many people from all over the world. And I was so humble. And I was so excited. And I was so thankful because guess what? I spoke it into existence. Because I got up every morning and I said, I am. And so that's the reason why, and like all the other awards that I won, and I brought some of them here. I even brought my medal because this was my my 4th book. That's my 2nd. Yeah. No, this was my 3rd book. When I wrote this one, now this one right here was the one that really, it was hard for me to write. Because like I shared with you, I wasn't always able to share that I attempted to commit suicide. I wasn't able to share that. For a long time, I didn't share that. Because I was like, I was ashamed. Because I really was. But then, when I began to write this book, God says that you have to give them some of you. Because see, when they see you, that's what they see. They see the smile. They see the picture. They see who you are when you present yourself. But they need to know who you are when nobody's around. and the preparation that you do when you're by yourself, and how you felt, and where I brought you to. And so I had to come out of myself. Like I said, if I cried, I screamed, I hollered, I cried some more, and I wrote this book. And it was so much going on in my life at the time. Like, I spent a whole year on this book, and I never do. I never spend a whole year on a book. I usually write like 2 and 3 books at one time. Whatever I hear, I write. I keep a tablet with me. I keep my phone with me. Whatever I hear, I write. And so I wrote this one, and I had a panic attack. And I said, you know what? I had to speak it to the atmosphere. I said, the book is going to come forth. Regardless of if I really want to do it or not, it's going to come forth. And when it came forth, I wrote it I published it December the 24th of 2014. When 2015 came around, I won 4 awards for this book. 4. I won the bronze medal. You know, they got the gold, the silver, and the bronze. So I won the bronze medal. I went to Miami, Florida, stood up in front of the people. It was like over 500 people there, and it was 9 of us. And I was one of the 9. And I went on the stage, and I got my award because I was dutiful. And I believed in myself. And this was my gift, and this is my talent, and this is what I have to share to the world. And so I proudly went and accepted my award. And the other ones that came, like the finalist award for the National Indie Excellence and the Red City Review, and all of those. But what I say this to say that just believe in yourself. You know, if you have a dream, believe in yourself. If you think, I mean, even my son right now, he's 9, but at the age of 5, I knew that he loves to draw. And I told him, I said I was gonna wait on him before I ever did like a children's book, but I had to be obedient. So I went on and did my first children's book. But when he gets to be old enough to, you know, focus, because I'm not gonna force him to do it, but he's gonna be my illustrator, and I'm gonna be the writer, and my son's gonna be the illustrator. Because I know he has that ability. But see, nobody, I'm going to encourage him, but I'm not going to make him not want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to encourage him to do it when he wants to. Like, I buy him easels that he can draw on and different things. But I want to encourage his gift because nobody saw it in me. But I can see it in him. And I want to plant that seed to say, hey, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer. But if your passion says that you want to be an artist, then you be an artist. You learn what it takes to be an artist. You put in the hard work to be an artist. And you can be an artist. And I'll be just as proud of you. Because the person who wanted to originally do my book wanted $3,000. So he can make $3,000 on one book for 15 pages. So yeah, be an artist. But you got to be smart about it. You got to know your worth. You got to know what you're gonna, what you can do and what you can bring to the table. So being an author and writing and going speaking places, like this is probably the first year that I've seen my residuals. Like I get money in the bank every month. Now when I first started off, it wasn't like that. I was like, God. But I went on because he said, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what you do. And I have a full-time. I've had a full-time. I've worked part-time. I've done this for like a year and a half by yourself. I've went everywhere. I've gone to California to speak. I've been, like I said, I've been to San Francisco. I just came from Texas at the National Black Festival. How many of you all watch Greenleaf? Y'all know Uncle Mac on there?
Yes.
Uncle Mac has a copy of Until Tomorrow Comes. And he took a picture with it. Me and him took a picture. And then he took a picture and he posted it on his Facebook page. Because me and him had a whole conversation. Somebody recorded the video for me just out of bliss. Because I just like meeting people. I like to go and learn. I like to be in the atmosphere where other people who are following their dreams, their gifts, and their talents and abilities. I'm going to read some poems to you all. If you all have any questions, just let me know. Because I'm a motivator. I'm an encourager. You know, I went to school. I'm going to tell you, I went to school. I have 3 degrees. I have a bachelor's and 2 masters. I graduated from my last master's with a 3.93, number 3 in my class. High school, me and my best friends, we made up the top 10. And my first year at Alcorn State University, I played a little bit, but then I came out strong. And then my second school, I went to Capella University, and I did that. So I'm a well-rounded person. but I'm just aware of my gifting. You know, I'm aware of my talents. When I was in Georgia, I'm a therapist. I was a therapist. So I had people coming into my office every day to talk to me, because guess what? God gave me the gift to like to heal and to talk and to encourage and to motivate, but not to answer people's problems, but I'm a solution-focused person. And so even though when I was younger, before I ever had a degree, I was doing this. Before I ever had a degree, my gifting was already there because it's inside of me. It's what I have on the inside of me. But I have to pay attention to it. I have to know what it is, and then I have to continue to hone my craft. I have to work on it. I have to encourage myself, and I have to go forth and do, and do the things that I have to do. I want to read a poem that I wrote, and it's called New Era. Because whenever I go and talk to like young people, young kids, teenagers, I just want you to know that you are a new era. No matter what you see, no matter what's going on in the world, things you will be where we are. And so you'll be the ones who are inventing things. You'll be the one who are owning Fortune 500 companies. You'll be the CEO. You'll have people working for you. You can be whatever you want to be. So I want to read this poem called New Era. And it reads, "There's hope from where you came, a blessing for where you're going, favor in your experience, hard work in your dedication, your pace that represents the time that it takes, self-motivation towards your outcome, the tribulations that will exist. Today is the day that we celebrate you. For your accomplishments unforeseen, for all of the dreams that you will have that will come true, for the avenues that you choose, be they traditional or non-traditional. Today is a new era in time, one that should be reflected and recognized. Each milestone and effort will be noted. Today, the journey begins for you. To imagine the impossible reality, you possess the strength and perseverance to reach your goal. Today, we stand before you, and pass the torch to keep striving and achieving greatness, to reach out and touch your destiny, and to find yourself and never lose sight of your victory. It's a new era. And I just want you to know that you are the new era. So today you're in class, today you're learning, when you're in school, soak up all the knowledge that you have. Use it when you need it. And then also believe in yourself. If I can't tell you anything else today, I just want you to leave from here and believe in who you were created to be. Find out what your giftings are. Find out, what your passion could be. Like my sister, she went to school to teach. Then she ended up switching and she wanted to do nursing. But her gifting is caring. So she likes to care for the young, care for the old. And in her being authentic, it shows. It shows with what she is. It resonates that she's a carer, she's a compassion. So for me, it's authentic for me to write books because I can't go everywhere. But these are books that are going to leave a legacy for my children. I write their names in every book. They are so excited now. They're 9 and 7. They be like, "Mama, my name in there." Yes, your name is going to forever be in there because you're my legacy. I'm leaving this for you. I just shipped some books over to Afghanistan to put in their library and over to Africa to put in their museum. Because I want the world where I can't go vocally and where I can't send a video, I'm going to go. My books are going to reach there. And I didn't tell you, when I was in 9th grade, I always said that I wanted to meet Maya Angelou, and I actually did. We were on our way going to like a trip, like I was in like in agriculture in high school, and we were walking through the airport in Jackson, and they were pushing her through in a wheelchair. She's royalty. She didn't walk. They pushed her through, and they were pushing her through, and little old me went over there, me and the other 2 people, and I told her, I was like, can't remember everything I said, but I told her how I wanted to be like her and write books that impact people's lives. Because I had read I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings, and I read some of her other poems, and I knew that they kind of like, sometimes they would take you low so they can meet you where you are, and then they will say some profound words to build you up and have you to sit high and hold your head up. But that's the kind of writer that I wanted to be. And I know that everybody won't like what I do. They don't. But I'm happy with me. because this is the gift and this is my being authentic. And so when I told her that, she told me to keep moving, keep doing what I'm doing, keep writing. You know, we took a picture, but back in the day we had those cameras that you wind up, you take to Walmart. So I took my camera to Walmart, they didn't give me my pictures back. So I have to always know that I have the memory of us taking that picture, but I did get a chance to meet one of the greats. And you know, since I was younger and up until now, even though God bless the late Dr. Maya Angelou, she's still one of my mentors because she knew and she stayed true to herself. She was a humanitarian. And so I feel that every person I meet and every place that I go, if I can empower, or if I can say one word, or if I can encourage you, then my job is done. Whether people buy books or not. Because I know that the tribe that I have and the people that need what I have, when they see it, they'll get it. And so more I go to pour into people, to encourage them to just be yourself, love yourself, strive for greatness, and speak affirmations over your life. I'm telling you, they work. They work. I said in my mind the other day, I wanted to be in somebody's top 20 list before 2017 was over with. The next morning, I woke up and I'm in the top 20 young readers book for Larry the Alligator. And I was like, just like this. So if you can speak it and you can believe it and you work at it, you'll have it. That's all, folks.
All right. Thank you so much. We have a guest. I want to introduce you to our librarian, Miss Weston. Miss Weston, while you're in here, if you will go up front, I would like to get a photo of you too.
Oh, I like your shirt. Come on here. I need one of them HBC queens.
And she would be a lady of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Hey. It's a sorority picture.
Yes.
It can be. It can be.
All right, thank you.
We gotta get you in there too.
Oh, I want to get you with my class.
Okay. Yay.
I'll take the photo.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions?
Let me make myself use.
Anybody got anything they
Well,
want to
we're not
say?
rushing you off. They can ask questions once we
Okay.
get this photo. Come on, class.
I just love to empower.
Let's try to kind of get
I just said I
around.
was coming up here to talk, and I was like, God, give me the words to say. Because I just want to encourage them. All right, which way are we going to turn? Are we going to look this way?
We're going to look at her.
All right.
The young
Get
folks,
up here by the bed.
young people can kind of get down a little bit.
I'm short. I'm short. I need to stoop.
But you don't have to do the
I'm short. I'm being your way.
There we go. You got everybody?
I don't. I'm going to have to turn sideways. Alright. I think I can get everybody down. Come in just a little bit, young man, on the other side of Miss Monroe.
Come on, Danny, I can watch you.
Alright, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take one more on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take another one this time.
Hold on.
Alright, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3.
Hi,
Check them out.
thank you.
See you.
Okay, you want to take another?
My
Let me turn this
photography.
off.
Oh, I was still recording. Look at that. I got a good bit.